on, everybody? Here we are in another one. Oh, look who's here.
Here's
Hello.
Roxy.
Hi, Roxy. Say hi. Hi. Turn around.
Hi.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hello, everyone. I got my costume. I just haven't put it on yet. I'm going to put it on right now. Okay. What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing a good job. Hope you're doing just a great day. Here we are just hanging out. You know, we decided to do something different today. We're just going to talk. Yeah, we picked up Batman versus Superman.
The armored Batman.
Armored Batman. So I said, you know what? We're just going to wing it.
This thing's big, yeah.
And see if we're going to talk about whatever we want. So, that right there is basically... Oh, it's from Big Figs. There you go. Armored Big Figs. So the question is...
Batman versus Superman.
Let's do it. Let's talk. Go. What do you think?
I think Batman would win. Just flat out, I think Batman would win.
Push them over so they can see you, not the other way. Just here. That's all. All right. We'll put them right here.
I think Batman would win, yeah.
Yeah? You think what? Why do you say that?
Probably
Batman
because he's more kind of a thinker. He kind of plans things out so Superman does have powers and like his X-ray vision and his lasers and all that other stuff. But,
okay.
But believe me, Superman it is pretty cool. But I just think that Batman would win because he's kind of a strategist. He's ahead.
I will
has
tell
all of his
you
gadgets
that Batman's greatest quality is... Oh, I have my new mug. Ooh,
we have our
Bratz.
Our Nickelodeon mug.
Nickelodeon mug. Okay. Batman's greatest ally is him being a detective. Number one. So what does that entail? He knows everything about his villains, about his foe, about people who he's
his
against.
Enemies. His
enemies. You
yes,
want to lay down?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, hi, Rox.
Let me get you some treats. So, saying that, he probably has everything spelled out.
And he knows everything about Superman. He knows his weaknesses. He knows his strengths.
Yeah, but you know what? It just depends on which one you're talking about because there's different portrayals of Superman. That's my problem. So, in the comics, it's always about who's smarter.
Yeah, that's true.
I think at the end, it doesn't matter. It's, again, who's smarter. You can have the best gadgets and gizmos you want, but do you have the gadgets and gizmos then you're able to pull them out? No.
I guess
how fast can you pull them out, right? And not all gadgets and gizmos are accountable for let's say you go into battle, right? Well, sometimes you're going to use a grappler, sometimes you're going to use that. Well, Superman has a grappler because he's able to leap and jump, and he's got these natural abilities, which aren't even natural. What they are, it's just because he's an alien being, so he's basically...
with different genes.
Right, so he's basically just adapting to our universe, right?
Yeah, our planet.
Right, so... it's a matter of when can you deploy, which is Batman. When can you deploy and how quickly you can deploy or estimate the type of battle environment you're going to be in. That's, I think, the better question. So, I think psychologically, who would win? Batman or Superman? Psychologically, here's why. Here's a big question. Psychologically, what is Batman capable of doing? How far is he willing to go? See? Same question for Superman. How far is he willing to go?
Batman is kind of, I think, more in control of his emotions than Superman. Mainly because he has never killed anybody. And neither has Superman.
Right, that's his thing, right?
Yeah, he never kills anybody. And like I said, neither has Superman. But Superman is an alien. He doesn't really fit in, I guess.
All right, so I guess my question is, what's stopping Superman from killing? Or what's stopping Superman from going and having bounds or limitations? Like Batman, the biggest limitation that he has is basically he has to be responsible so he doesn't cause problems for the town of Gotham. Meaning, he whatever he does, doesn't that other what's his name? Gordon.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon has to kind of cover up if, let's say, Batman goes and destroys $60 billion of
like
taxpayer
yeah.
money.
So
You
he's
know.
like, well, he had a reason for doing
Right,
it. He has
right.
to.
And
It was an accident by like one of the chemical whatever.
Right. So I think he's bound by that type of problems. They're not problems. They're limitations. Now, does Superman have the like this same type of, because again, Batman's a detective first and foremost, but he has gone through his shares of anger and just going to the point of where other villains are like, that's it, they took my family, I'm done.
That's
Our society needs
their
to
breaking
pay
point.
right.
That's their
and
breaking point.
I don't know if it's the same. It all depends on how far do you push Superman and how far do you push Batman. In the movie, remember Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, I remember.
There was a part where everybody was, like against it. Why did you say that name? Well, the reason that the one individual who, I don't know who said it first, Batman or Superman, and they said Martha, and that was the mom's name, and it turned out to be something important to Superman. Every human being has a breaking point. If you dial into that point, and then you hurt something of them privately, then another person, at that point you have a choice, and that's what I think you might be right with Batman. He has no family, none, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have anybody.
No, yeah, because they all died when.
Right. So
He was young.
the only ties is Robin and Batgirl and stuff
And-
like that. So, but
and
no
like,
one knows who they
Al-
are. So how do you
Alfred.
get right? But no one knows who they are. So how do you hurt him? Well, you don't. That's the catch. So is he?
But look, since he's gone through so much, he is in control of that now. Because if he can best his parents' death, then I think he can overcome other emotions too.
Well, and that's a valid point. But again, got a little added bonus of the ambulance going by. We don't know who's pushed and who's not pushed, and the thing with Bathead is that he knows the idea of how the mind works. That's another side of being a detective. He knows that he can push Superman into doing things that he probably wouldn't normally do. So saying that probably would help him as a detective if he wants to prove that Superman is bad. But again, Batman has never wanted that.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm asking you, for there to be a battle,
Okay.
for there to be a battle, one has to want to fight. What does that mean? One has to want to create a battle. So Superman has to declare that Batman is, a problem. See, so the villains have that's a great little story. The villains have to come after and prove to Gotham that Batman
is bad.
is bad, and then they have to somehow hire or deceive or
a blackmail.
right, Superman into doing their deed. Now, at that point, there's a decision that Superman has to make. I think, how far am I going to go? What do you think?
I do agree with that too, and you're right. Superman does have his own limitations too, but I don't know. I mean, now that you're kind of saying like this, they're both kind of the same. In a way.
And that's why it's tough to
In a
say
way,
who's going to win. Because, okay, Superman can come in at supersonic speed and swoop them up and take them, but then Batman probably has something set up so that doesn't happen. Right, and then and then you have the laser format with Superman where he's able to shoot
with his
lasers out of his eyes. But of course, Batman already knows, so he's got
Batman
a
has
defensive mechanism.
a little backup
So
plan.
that's why that's always going to be the question: who's going to win? And I don't think you're ever going to answer it in one conversation.
No,
because you know the situation has to be there.
Yeah.
Who wants it more? Again, you know, like you got to put the prize up.
Yeah, if like let's say Batman is being held captive and Superman needs to fight him because his parents are gonna die if not.
There's a lot of different variables and situations that you can definitely come up with. Again, it could be something that what's Superman's foe? What's Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
So Lex Luthor can come up with this big devious plan to make Superman into a bad guy, and now he has to do the reverse and hire Batman. You know, all of those situations can happen, and again, but Batman already knows of the dubious plans that people have that humans are capable of doing. So probably Batman wouldn't fall for. I don't know. It's a giant question. I do like it how they did it in the where they changed
the Batman vs Superman.
Right, where they changed the kryptonite into a powder and then he absorbed it. But that wasn't the first time they did it. That's the thing.
No, yeah,
they did that
there's lots of different previous movies that
in an animation, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, so they did it into either way, I'm on board, but I just it's a tough question because they're both designed character-wise. They have great backgrounds. They have great bios. They have great structure in as far as how they were made. So how was Batman made? He came from wealth, but also it was taken from him from a kid. So he had to figure out how to build the wealth all over again, and that side's there. And then Superman, he is foreign. He can't go back home. He is raised by good parents and basically show him no matter what, you can never lose control. So, yeah, great factors. I really don't think that we can answer it in a 20-minute time span. Unless, again, I'll tell you what, you guys come up with comments of who would win of situations, how they would win, how one would beat the other. Let's see. That's a great way to, find out what's in people's heads, because again, ultimately the situation has to be your situation. What do you think would happen with either character? Would either character eventually turn bad? That's another good question.
Yeah.
Would they? Would Batman already know and tell Superman, look, dude, he's playing games. Why are you trying to follow this? So then what? Superman would never fall into it? That's another good possibility. So that means that somebody that Superman trusts has to turn the tides and say, like Lois Lane, say, you know what? No, he is bad, Superman. You got to go after him. Now you have somebody who you trust, and now that will put.
Or look. Let's say that a Poison Ivy takes control of his mind.
Correct. Right. Or wait. Let's stick to Lois Lane, where Lois Lane gets converted by Poison Ivy. So now Superman finds out that he can't trust Lois Lane. Okay, guess what? That means he puts him into the dark place where, Batman is, where he's like, I don't trust anybody. See? That can mess with your head too, because now instead of looking at the world like, well, I'm here because, there's this person and her name is Lois Lane and I'll do everything for her, yada yada yada. Instead of doing that and being like, well, I don't trust her, I can't trust her, I can't trust anybody. So then that changes the rule, and you're like, why am I doing this? And then there's no stopping Superman from staying here, right? He can go to the moon, right?
Yeah.
See?
Or do something worse, like...
No, I'm saying he can leave. If he finds out that Lois Lane is not worth staying here, he can be like, I'm gone.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your foe just left. So there is no foe. See the difference? So, again, it's just a matter of how far the psychological... What situation occurs. I think that's the better question. I don't know. Again, leave them in the comments.
Yeah,
get back to us.
Tell us what you think.
Who would win, Superman versus Batman? I don't think there is one right answer. I think you're all going to be right. I think we're all going to be right, because the situation has to be basically so spelled out that yes, for sure, Superman didn't have a choice, or yes, for sure, Batman doesn't have a choice. But again, It's all about the situation. So in the movie, people didn't like it that he said Martha, but guess what? To a lot of people, saying somebody that the only person that you care about is gone or whatever the situation is an important factor. It's a very important decision making factor. That's why people move. Because when somebody dies, they're like, there's nothing here for me anymore. I want to explore another area. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But let us know in the comments and we'll definitely check it out. Booyah, baby. I appreciate everything you guys do. Again, the comments are important because I know what you're thinking. I know where you're going. So it helps us communicate a little better of better ideas of where you want the show to go. We can do stuff like this. We can do games. We can do the trivia. The did you know, the facts. That also helps. Any feedback is always welcome. See you guys soon. Appreciate it. And if you don't have anything else, just have a good day. Because it's easy to have a bad day. It's tough to have a good day because you got to look at everything. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Thanks, guys.